Picture this. You're a first-time home buyer. It is Friday morning, and you open up your email and you see multiple listings showing up that are the perfect house right in your price range. And then you scroll down on the screen and you see that interest rates are still in the high 6% range, and it's just out of your reach. The budget, the payment that it takes to get these homes is continuing to be out of your reach. I can tell you that is what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling from a lot of the clients that I'm talking to every single day right now, and it's getting super frustrating for them. It is the biggest challenge that I'm seeing and hearing from my clients right now is just the market. They feel they're locked out of it. I have story after story about buyers who want to get into the market, but they're afraid. They're afraid of what the payment is going to be. They're afraid of being house poor. They're afraid of getting stuck with a house and having house prices drop. That fear is real right now. And it's something that I think we have to deal with because a lot of people are pulling back. A lot of people are holding back and saying, you know what? I'm not sure I want to buy a home right now. I have some people asking me, John, is it like 2008 again? Are prices going to drop and crash in 2025 like we saw in 2008? The truth is, if you would have asked me that in 2008, I would have said, no, prices aren't going to drop at all. And then they did. And so anybody who tells you they're not going to drop right now, nobody knows the truth. Nobody knows what this afternoon is going to bring, let alone tomorrow or next year. And so that's the biggest fear right now that we're dealing with is the fear of the unknown, that fear that we're dealing with every single day. Should I stay or should I go? Should I stay or should I go now? Right? That's the biggest challenge that people are dealing with right now. And I've got client after client who's dealing with those situations. Here's what I'll tell you. Right now, my homeowners that have owned their house for quite some time, none of them are moving. Like none of them. I literally have a bunch of homeowners who currently, they want to move, but they're not going to make a move right now. A lot of them are concerned about the economy and fearful about, hey, I'm a little nervous. Like these unemployment reports are getting a little bit worse, fewer jobs that are coming out, the concern about AI. And what's AI going to mean to my business? What's AI going to mean to my job? Is this something I'm even going to be able to do? I'm an Uber driver. Is Waymo taking over and I'm not going to have any income next year? Or is it going to be 5 years from now? There's some big concerns that are out there right now. And so they're holding back. And they're saying, hey, I'm not sure if I should make a move, especially because I have a cushy 3% interest rate. What I'll also tell you is I got a lot of homeowners right now. And I'm giving you guys kind of the psychology of what we're seeing in the market. And we're seeing that the owners are sweating. The owners of homes are nervous right now, not about stability. They have great stability, low interest rates, fixed rate on their mortgage. Don't have to worry about their landlord kicking them out. What they're worried about is making the wrong move. The truth is it's the same thing that my first-time home buyers are looking at. They're afraid of making the wrong move. Now, the opportunity is there right now for the first-time home buyers. The opportunity is actually there right now for current homeowners that are looking to sell and buy something else if you do it strategically. Because when the market is super hot, it's impossible for the category of first-time home buyers that need help with closing costs to get anything accepted. When the market is super hot, it's impossible for people who are move-up buyers to find somebody willing to buy their house and a house that is willing to sell to them contingent upon both transactions happening. And so it's a major concern right now in the market is the fear that is causing people to not take action. I've been talking about this statistically, but I want to talk about it kind of emotionally today. That fear is translating to a lot more inventory on the market. That fear is causing buyers to stand on the sidelines and say, not yet, I'm just not sure. Like right now is the prime time when people should be buying homes in the summertime so they can get into a new school district so their kids can start school in August or September in their new school district, and they're just not doing it. And I got to tell you, in a lot of ways, I can't blame you. I understand your fear, but the question is, how important is the result? And are you going to look back on today and say, man, that was one of those moments I wish I didn't hold back. I wish I had taken that step. It's like that job interview that you didn't go on because you thought that, you know what, you're never going to get the job anyway. It's that college that you didn't apply to because you thought there's no chance that I'm going to get accepted to that college or there's no way I can afford that college. But little did you know they were giving scholarships. Little did you know they were looking for somebody just like you, but you didn't take the chance. You didn't take that step to say, you know what, I'm going to give it a shot. Let's see what happens. I will tell you right now, I am seeing more sellers giving in on concessions, giving in on paying closing costs, giving in on helping you buy down your interest rate, giving in on doing repairs on the property because they're scared. They want to get the house sold. And so now is your opportunity right now, if you're willing to take that step. And it's a big step. It's a fearful step. And I understand that completely. But it's something that there's only a few opportunities in your life that you're going to have an opportunity this good. Now, I don't know if it's going to be more, I don't want to say this the wrong way. I don't know if things are going to fall even further. I don't know if rates are going to go up. By the way, if you buy now and rates go up, no big deal. But housing prices, if housing prices, you buy now and housing prices soften and fall further, you're going to wish that you didn't buy. But the truth is, down the road, you're going to look back and you'll be in a much better position because you did buy in most situations. And so my message today is simple. The statistics are what they are. It is shifting. We are shifting from what has been for the last 5 years a seller's market. And it is very much converting to a buyer's market. And so if you are a buyer, you have to be looking at this as an opportunity. Everybody, and I mean everybody, complains about their current circumstances, wishing it was different. If you rewind back to 2020, I can tell you that I had a bunch of buyers who said, gosh, I would take anything to be able to have a seller willing to accept my offer. And now we're in a position where sellers are willing to accept your offer, and you say, I'd take anything to have a lower interest rate and be at better interest rates. Well, you can't have both at the same time. And so you have to choose one versus the other. And back in 2020, you had to write offers for significantly over the asking price. Now we're seeing a really divided market where hot homes are selling very, very quickly and they're selling over asking price. So you've got to be very, very strategic in this market. And it's about having a good team on your side. It's about having good counsel that can help walk you through what is the right way to write your offers. Which homes should you be targeting? What types of programs, like maybe I should be looking at homes that are in disrepair that I want to get a renovation loan so I can renovate the property and buy the perfect home in the perfect neighborhood, but just not in the perfect condition. And so you can renovate that home and you can get the ugly duckling for a much better price and get help from the seller. I've got multiple transactions like that right now. And so it's critical that as you're thinking about this market and you're looking at what should I be thinking in today's market? Is it hot? Is it cold? It's cooling off. It's cooling off for sure. We're seeing inflation come down, so that's good. We're seeing employment have some concerns about, hey, maybe we're starting to lose some jobs here. And it's not good from an economic perspective, but it is good from a mortgage rate perspective, because those two things should lead the Fed to want to lower interest rates. Now, the Fed's meeting next week. I don't think they're going to lower rates. The truth is the Fed has to be cautious right now, just like a lot of home buyers and home sellers are being cautious. Problem is, being too cautious is going to bite you in the backside. And I think that's what the Fed's going to find. And I think that's what a lot of home buyers are going to find, is that you're going to look back and you're going to wish that you had taken advantage of the number of homes that are on the market right now and the seller's willingness to offer you concessions. The things that you can get a seller to do today, because they're scared too. The things that you can ask for from a seller today far exceed anything that I've seen in the last 5 years. It was 2018, 2019 since I've seen sellers give this many concessions. I talk to a lot of real estate agents on a regular basis. Most of the realtors I'm talking to right now are saying their homes are sitting on the market. There's not a lot happening. The truth is, I'm busy right now, but a lot of what I'm busy with is first-time home buyers using down payment assistance like Dream for All, which, by the way, if you're a Dream for All waitlister, I am shocked to continue to see how many people are still coming off of the wait list. And I'm actually not surprised, now that I think about it, about how many people, and this goes to everything I've been saying this far, how many people who have been on the wait list for Dream for All for over a year are just giving up on it and saying it's not worth it. They've either already given up on it, or they get their voucher and they say, you know what, this just isn't for me anymore. I'm out, which is great news for those of you who are still on the wait list. But the fact is, that's a lot of what I'm doing right now is buyers that are in a position where, hey, I have to get into a home using this particular program. Down payment assistance is available for me. And there's some crazy good assistance programs that are out there. San Diego came out with a program. They've been out with it for a while, but San Diego has a program that whether you're buying in the city of San Diego or the county or in most of the cities, I think only Oceanside, National City, and one other city aren't covered. San Diego has an amazing program that can give you as much money as Dream for All gave you in most cases, and in some cases, more money than Dream for All provided. But nobody knows about it. Nobody's talking about it, but these opportunities are there, and these programs have money. There was a program that just ended that I found out about too late in Alameda County, that they had a Dream for All like lottery last month. So you had to be in by May 15th. And I didn't catch that one. Okay. I tried my hardest to look at all these programs and to find them. And I didn't catch that one in time. And that one really, you had to be pre-approved and in line by May 15th. The lottery happened last week and people were getting 20% in down payment assistance in Alameda County, because the federal government, the state government, and the local municipalities are throwing money at the problem. And the opportunities are there, and the buyers aren't looking. Nobody is seeing these opportunities. Nobody is searching for them. And so let's search for them together. Let's get together and talk about, hey, I'm buying in this particular region. John, let's research together and find out if there's any particular down payment assistance programs in my region. Los Angeles has some great programs. Their money is hit and miss. Their money is hard to get in Los Angeles City and County, because a lot of their programs, they're going to release, like there's some releases coming up, but you have to be in contract when the money is released, and it's first come, first served. The morning that the money is released, your lender needs to send in your packet. And if there's one thing missing about the packet, it's rejected, but you got to be in contract already. That's a really hard one to get into, because you got to take the risk of getting into contract. You can't be in contract too early, because then your seller's not going to be happy because you don't have the money lined up, the financing secured. So you got to almost get into contract a couple of days before that release date. And then you have to hope that you're one of the first ones, because it's first come, first served based on the email received order within the Los Angeles inbox. And it can't come too early, because if it comes before the time, then it's disregarded. So it's like, it's luck beyond what we're dealing with in Dream for All. Almost like the first version of Dream for All 2 years ago was luck. Some of these programs are really that much of a crapshoot, but it's an opportunity. And that's where I want you to see right now. That's what I'm trying to describe to you right now, is I've got buyers right now that are looking at these opportunities and are finding them, and they are capitalizing on them. And we need to take advantage of those opportunities, because it isn't just about loan programs. It isn't just about house prices and sellers' willingness to negotiate, but it's all the pieces together. We are in the perfect storm for buyers right now. Okay. This perfect storm may last. It may get better. It may not. The truth is, you won't know until it's gone. That's the sad truth of every great thing in life. You don't know how great it is until you've lost it. So the question is, what are you doing right now? Now, I'll tell you that for my homeowners, I'm dealing with a lot of people who are worried about debt. We are doing a lot of our fast and easy home equity line of credit program that literally is getting people money in 5 to 7 days after our first conversation. It's crazy fast. And it is a testament to people taking charge of their finances. And it's scary, because you don't know what the right decision is to make in that regard either. Like, do I hope that I can get some bonuses and pay off this other debt faster? Do I consolidate it together? I've got multiple clients looking to build ADUs right now. That's a really good thing to be looking at, because ADUs give you something you can have as rental income. It gives you an opportunity when you have aging parents. Instead of moving them into a bedroom in your house, you can put them in the backyard so that you're close and you're there to take care of them, but they don't disrupt your entire life. There's so many opportunities right now. And for my homeowners who have already been in their home for a while, you've built a lot of equity. There's a lot of great opportunities to tap into that equity without impacting the interest rate on your primary mortgage. And it's one of the benefits of having been a homeowner and sticking out home ownership for a period of time is you've built that equity that you can now tap into. It's the envy of all of the renters saying, gosh, I paid the landlord's rent for the last 20 years and I have nothing to show for it. You have no tax write-off. You have no equity that you've built. You have no mortgage that you've paid down. You have nothing to tap into, and it's frustrating. And so for those of you who have been in home ownership and you have stuck it out, your opportunity to strategically decide is now the time to do something is the key. It's not about just willy-nilly pulling a trigger. It's about strategically deciding. And if you're not clear on it, I am interviewing to be your strategic advisor. Right here is a QR code that you can scan to set up a time to meet with me, to download my mobile app, to connect with me, because I want to be that advisor. I want to help you to make decisions, whether you are buying a home, whether you own a home that you want to look at refinancing, whether you own a home and you want to sell it and buy something else, or maybe you want to take this opportunity to buy investment properties. A 1031 exchange is a great, I've got multiple of them going on right now for people who are selling investment properties that are not producing a lot of rent and buying investment properties in different areas that are producing significantly higher rents, including multi-unit properties. I've got a buyer that I picked up last night that is buying an 8-unit property in the Central Valley. He's buying it and putting a few $100,000 of down payment, and he's going to be cash flowing about $3,000 a month on this property. Okay, huge opportunity. They're not doing an exchange, but for a lot of people, that's an exact opportunity where you can do a 1031 exchange from a property that you got good equity, but it's not producing a lot of cash, and you can buy a multi-unit property. In this case, he's buying an 8-unit property, and he's cash flowing $3,000 a month. So the opportunities are there right now. The truth is the sellers are nervous. The sellers are sweating. They're concerned about, can I find a buyer? Can I get my home sold? Are prices going to drop even more? As a buyer, I get that you are concerned that prices might drop further and that I'm going to pay too much for a home. But the truth is house prices, when they drop, even in the biggest price drop we saw in recorded history, which was the Great Recession in 2008. And we saw prices drop in 08, 09, 2010, and they bottomed out in 2011. By the time we hit 2018, prices were back significantly above where they were in 2008. As a matter of fact, in most markets, by 2014 to 2015, we're already well above where prices were when they started to drop. So would you be better off having bought in 2011? For sure, because that was the bottom. But nobody knew that until prices started going back up again. Nobody knows when interest rates are going to fluctuate until they did. And so you have to look at the landscape around you and make a decision and say, am I going to be afraid and paralyzed, or am I going to make a decision knowing that nobody can time the market perfectly? And that is my message for you today. Take action as long as you're not in a perilous position. Don't put yourself in a perilous position, but do look at what are your opportunities. And if you are a homeowner, look at your opportunities to how you can leverage your equity to your benefit. Whether that be home improvements, whether that be buying a new business, whether that be funding, paying off of debt, whatever it happens to be, the fact is this is a scary market. And the best opportunities, the best decisions come from taking action in a scary market once you have good counsel, and I'd like to be that good counsel. Gang, I really appreciate you listening. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to post them real quick as I wrap up. I really thank everybody for joining me every single week on my on this webinar. I do want to remind you, I do my podcast every single Tuesday morning. It is specifically designed for real estate investors and self-employed business owners or commissioned salespeople, but anybody can listen to it. And so if you are interested, check it out. Go to FromProfitsToProperties.com. You can click on any podcast platform that you'd like, and you can listen to it there. I've got 3 months worth of podcasts that you can go back and listen to. I just appreciate all of you trusting me. I appreciate you sharing this with anybody that you know. And if you have any questions, I appreciate you reaching out. There's the QR code where you can get things started. And I look forward to talking to you guys next week. Have an absolutely wonderful weekend. We'll talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.